What if you could have a tiny home on wheels without spending tens of thousands of dollars on a traditional RV? What if that home could fit into a surprisingly small space, move through busy streets, and still give you the basic comforts you need for an adventure? And most importantly, what if the whole idea came with a price tag of only around $1,999? Today, we're taking a closer look at the concept of a tiny three-wheel camper that promises to put mobility, simplicity, and compact living into one incredible package. At first glance, the design immediately grabs your attention because it looks completely different from a conventional camper. Instead of a large pickup truck or heavy trailer, this setup focuses on a lightweight three-wheel platform. The compact shape is designed to keep the overall footprint small, making it easier to maneuver and potentially much easier to store than a traditional RV. The biggest attraction is obviously the size. This isn't designed to compete with a full-size motorhome. Instead, the idea is to take the most useful parts of a camper and place them inside an extremely compact space. That means you're not carrying around unnecessary rooms or huge amounts of equipment. Every section has to serve a purpose. The three-wheel configuration is another interesting part of the design. With two wheels positioned toward the front and one toward the rear, the vehicle can maintain a narrow profile while providing a stable base. A design like this can be especially interesting for people who want something smaller and more maneuverable than a conventional camper. But the real question is simple: what can you actually fit inside? The interior concept is all about smart use of space. Instead of wasting valuable room on large furniture, compact campers often use multifunctional areas. A sleeping platform can potentially double as a seating area during the day, while storage compartments can be positioned underneath or around the living space. This approach allows a very small camper to feel much more useful than its exterior size suggests. For someone planning short trips, weekend adventures, or simple outdoor getaways, that can make a huge difference. You don't necessarily need a giant kitchen, a full bathroom, and multiple bedrooms if your goal is simply to travel, sleep comfortably, store your essentials, and enjoy the outdoors. Storage is especially important in a camper this small. You would expect clever compartments for clothing, cooking equipment, personal belongings, and camping supplies. The key is organization. In a tiny camper, even a small amount of unused space can become valuable storage. Another important feature is the sleeping area. A compact camper has to make efficient use of its floor space, so a foldable or convertible bed arrangement makes a lot of sense. During the day, the same area could potentially function as a place to sit, relax, or organize equipment. At night, it becomes the main sleeping zone. And then there's the kitchen concept. A tiny camper doesn't need a restaurant-sized kitchen to be useful. A compact cooking station can provide space for basic meal preparation while keeping everything within easy reach. Depending on the actual build, this could include a small work surface, storage, and a compact cooking setup. The same philosophy applies to power and lighting. A modern tiny camper can be designed around efficient electrical systems, LED lighting, and compact power solutions. For longer trips, solar charging can also be considered, although the exact equipment and capacity would depend on the specific build. One of the most interesting advantages of a camper this size is mobility. A large RV can be difficult to drive through narrow roads, crowded areas, or small campsites. A compact three-wheel camper could potentially make those situations much easier. You can explore places where a traditional motorhome might simply be inconvenient. And because the overall concept is so small, parking and storage can also become easier. That's one of the reasons tiny campers continue to attract attention. They're not trying to give you a luxury apartment on wheels. They're trying to give you freedom without carrying an enormous vehicle everywhere you go. Now let's talk about the $1,999 price. That number sounds incredibly low when compared with modern RVs, but it's important to understand what it actually represents. A price like this should not automatically be assumed to include every feature, component, registration cost, taxes, insurance, or a fully equipped production vehicle. Depending on the specific camper, whether it's a concept, DIY build, kit, or actual commercial product, the final cost can be very different. So before buying anything based on a headline price, you would want to verify the manufacturer, specifications, included equipment, warranty, road legality, weight rating, motor or towing system, and final delivered price. Still, the idea itself is fascinating because it challenges the traditional definition of an RV. Do you really need a giant vehicle to enjoy life on the road?